Hey everyone, welcome to another video on the channel. Today we're going to be taking another look at ZIM Integrated Shipping Services, also known by the ticker symbol ZIM, Z-I-M. So since the last time we've talked about ZIM, we could see the stock has not been making any real big moves in one direction or the other. In fact, let me get rid of this. You can see the stock price is basically stabilized. It's even more clear if you look at the 1 month. It looks like we may finally have found some support around the $22.50 level. We could see it's hit that level and bounced off repeatedly. And zooming back out to the 3 month, this whole span of the chart right here, what that tells me is that it has no real clear direction in terms of the bears might be a bit exhausted at this point after bringing the stock down, and the bulls have not quite found their footing, so we're in a bit of a no man's land. But what I think may change this is what happens next week, because what's happening next week? Well, ZIM is going to be reporting their earnings on November 16th, so definitely stay tuned for that. I'll definitely do a video going over their earnings when that comes out. But as of right now, I mean, ZIM is in the same place. It's still paying out that 117% dividend yield, pretty remarkable, and it's trading at like a 0.4 PE. I mean, that's crazy. I couldn't believe it was trading at a 0.5 or a 1, but here we are. We keep on in this downward trend based on shipping rates and everything else, but we'll see what happens next week, because as of right now, analysts are expecting ZIM to report about $9.54 in quarterly per share earnings on $3.2 billion in revenue, which is a decline from the $3.4 billion in revenue posted a quarter ago. But that's because things have consistently been downtrending for various reasons in terms of the whole shipping space. Now, what else happened to ZIM is that Danos, one of the other big shipping companies, has liquidated their share in ZIM. So why could they possibly be doing this? I think it's clear that they're doing it because they see more downward pressure in the shipping industry and wanted to offload some of their exposure in ZIM, which, it makes sense. But what I find fascinating is that so Danos their net income includes a total loss on their investment in ZIM of $29.2 million. So after all this, after all the millions of money that they pumped into ZIM, they're leaving now for a net loss. I mean, sorry to be Danos right now, to put all that money in and just to lose it. That's not a good look. But hey, that's Danos' problem, not ZIM's, I guess, at this point. Although the trend is clear, the way the market is going is clear. And taking another look at that, I mean, so last year we were aided by all these factors. We were aided by the fact that the supply chain was going wild. All these companies were having supply chain issues because of lockdowns in China and because of port congestion and increasing demand. And as we could see, that's all dissipating now. So port congestion has gone down substantially. We can see here the prices of shipping containers have fallen by 2/3 this year, after reaching figures tenfold on major trade routes during 2021. So again, everything is in context. I mean, the rates have gone down 2/3, but that's because they had gone up tenfold in 2021. So even that 2/3 loss, we're still in a higher place than we were. And just elaborating on that, so the cost of a 40-foot container from China to the U.S. West Coast has dropped 84% since the start of April. That's a lot of ZIM's business right there. is trade between the U.S. and China, and the cost of shipping dropping 84%. Yikes, that's a big drop. But putting it in further context, let's look at our old friend, the Freightos Baltic Index. So we could see here, yeah, there's been this massive drop since really the end of 2021, where things were really peaking. But what looks like to me, and again, we'll need to see how this plays out over the coming weeks, is it looks like it may potentially start to be bottoming out, or at least it's not dropping as well. I mean, for the past couple of months, it's been almost in free fall. And now it looks like it's still in a downward trend, but it's no longer in free fall like it was. And keep in mind, let's say that, I mean, we don't know what will happen, but let's say that the prices basically stabilize at around what they're at today, now. So let's say $3,364. Okay, that's still more than double what it was throughout all of 2019 and 2018. So I'm going to be on the lookout, and I'll keep you updated in further videos, but where this price ends up bottoming out is going to be critical in terms of ZIM and their potential earnings and their potential price projection. So these are all factors to be cognizant of. Also, the fact that we're entering now what is typically a really busy time because of all the holiday shopping. So this is a time you would expect to be very good for ZIM and these container shipping. And that might be what we're starting to see here, is that potentially prices are stabilizing, which would be fantastic. If they stabilize above $3,000, man, we're still more than 2x, almost like a 3x of what we were in 2019 in terms of shipping rates. That'll be phenomenal. But I'm going to be looking for what ZIM says next week in their earnings. I'm going to be seeing where these prices stabilize, and also keeping on top of what's happening internationally in terms of if there's going to be more China lockdowns. We're coming back into winter. So, I mean, China has made it clear that they're going to stick to their zero COVID policy. So is that going to result in more lockdowns? It could well. And if it does, is that going to impact the shipping container market? It very well may do just that, as it did last year. So right now, we're still basically in the same trend, but this could change dramatically within the next few days or weeks, depending on what their earnings are, depending on the geopolitical situation. So these are all things to keep in mind, and that I will be further reporting on. Especially next week, I'll do another video on their earnings. But let me know what you think. Are you holding on to your ZIM shares? Have you sold out? Are you going to be buying more? Do you think that that $22.50 level, give or take, is the actual bottom now? Let me know what you think, and and again, I'm not a financial advisor, but I am curious. I always like reading your comments. I'll catch you in the next one. Take care. Bye.